video. My name is Anne Granger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the beautiful town of Dorchester, Ontario, Canada, and I'm excited to be with you. Please, I'm super excited. I am popping on just a few minutes before 7, so that gives me a chance to check my settings and make sure everything looks great. This is the second time that I am going live on YouTube. It is definitely a learning curve. It is like, it's like you just have to learn and pivot, and I promise each week, the videos will get smoother and more just easy flow, right? Trying something different tonight. I usually have a mat around me, but I'm gonna try just the black to see if that helps with less things distracting around us. So let me introduce myself. So as I said, my name is Anne Granger and welcome to my happy place, aka my studio. I will spend majority of my time in here. I love creating. I love coming in here after a day of work, playing my music and just creating. It truly is my happy place. And you will find majority of my days, even on the weekends, I just love escaping in here. It just truly makes me just makes me happy. I just don't know how to describe it. Just truly makes me happy. So as I have been doing videos for almost 2 years now, and I have switched to moving my videos from Facebook to YouTube. Facebook has been giving us a little bit of some trouble, and I thought now is a great time to switch. So it is a learning process. Eventually I will get going with a streaming service, which will be able to, I will be able to go from my face to my hands. But as I said, it's a process, so I have to do one thing at a time and to get used to that. So each week I pick a product of the week and I come live to you on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I show you projects based around that project of the product of the week. This week I am showcasing the beautiful Sunflower 3D embossing folder. This embossing folder is amazing. Now, I wonder if I'm almost too close. Okay, give me a minute here as I try to, I don't want to be blurry. Sorry. If someone is here, let me know what it looks like. I don't know if it's too blurry. Let's just see. I'm seeing blurry on my screen, so I don't know if that's what you're seeing. Maybe I need to put the mat back underneath me. Give me a minute here. Someone can let me know. I just see it looks blurry, but maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. We're just gonna keep rolling. Maybe it just takes a few minutes to focus. I don't know. Let me know. If you guys could let me know, that would be great. I saw it was pretty focused there for a minute. That's not what I want. Okay. So I'm gonna bring in, okay. So I am showcasing the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. It is an amazing embossing folder. It is 6 by 8. You won't find this embossing folder online. I mean, in a catalog, you only find it online. And I have to admit, when I first saw this, I was like, why do I need an embossing folder that has sunflowers? I don't need it. Well, guess what? My crafty friends around the world started showing their projects, and I was like, that's amazing. I think I kind of need it. Then I tried to order it and it was unavailable. It came in stock. I tried to order it again. It was unavailable. It just kept doing that. So finally I was able to get my hands on this embossing folder, and I'm so excited I did because I absolutely love it. If you're a scrapbooker, I created a scrapbook page with this on Monday. It's already on my videos. So here's the thing I'm learning. When I used to do videos on Facebook and I used to upload them, they would sit in my video section. What I'm finding when I do a YouTube live, they are under the live section. So it's just something I'm gonna have to train you and for me to get used to also. So welcome to my Stamp with Anne community. I'm excited you guys are here. So tonight I am showcasing 4 projects using this beautiful sunflower embossing folder. I'm gonna show you 4 different ways of using it. It is right now, not available, and I really debated whether I wanted to show you this video, but you know what? I decided to go with it because I don't want you to miss out like me. I had this thing in my cart like numerous times and it would be sold out. It is supposed to be in stock in the next week or so, so I wanted to showcase my projects in case you were like me and sitting on the fence. At least after seeing it, maybe you're like, hey, I want that. And you know the best way to do that is to go to stampinup.com, whatever market you're in, search sunflowers. So ours is, if you went to www.stampinland.com and hit shop now, you could search Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder in our online store. And there's a little button that can click and said, hey, notify me when this comes in stock, and you will actually get an email that says, hey, this is back in stock, order early so you don't miss out. Hi Carla, thanks for joining me tonight. So this is what I'm going to be showing you. I always like to pick, every week when I pick a product of the week, I like to pair it with some designer series paper so you can see how things coordinate and go together. I am showcasing the Floral Impression Designer Series paper. This is also an online exclusive that you can find. It is a gorgeous paper, and the reason why I like it, it has a lot of those new in colors like Darling Duck. It has Strawberry Slush, but it's a great floral pattern. And do you know what? Florals are one of the #1 selling sets from Stampin' Up, whether it's paper or stamps. So I really liked this. I chose this paper this week because it has this beautiful sunflower paper, and I thought it would work well with my projects. So let's dive in. As I said, I have 4 projects to share with you tonight. They're actually part of my class to go. So if you live here in Canada and you place an online order or email me an order of 50 or more, you will get all the supplies to make these 4 cards. Now, you will get just what you see here. The only thing I can't do is I can't stamp your images for you. You could use what you have in stock, but I would be able to do all the die cutting and the embossing and everything else like that. I will give you the ribbon, I will give you the measurements. If you are one of my international friends and do not live in Canada, this PDF will be up on my blog within a week. It gives me time to work on it. So let's dive into our project. Okay, so the first one I'm showing you was inspired by a demonstrator. I'm not sure what her name is, but she goes by the Main Stamper. Beautiful card. Now, I loved the layout. I loved how it looked. So I actually switched it up to create it, to make it my own. I love this pattern. I don't know about it. It's just the colors in it that I really, really like. I'm going to see if I can just maybe I can bring you guys a little closer. Let's try that and see how that works. As I said, I'm tweaking and going as I go. Okay, so this is the project we're going to make tonight, one of the projects, and let's dive in. I'm going to show you. This video will be on YouTube, and I'll also put it over on my blog where it will showcase in case you're finding me over on my blog. I'm so used to doing my videos on Facebook, and I'm so used to my kind of like the way I chat, so it's just going to take me a little bit to get used to that. All right, so we are using basic white cardstock, and I like the standard cardstock of 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You can also go 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. I personally like this way because I like how it, I like what sits in my in my envelopes for when I'm prepping class. All right, we have a piece of Blackberry Bliss. I have a piece of blue, I'm gonna take a breath, just give me a minute. Misty Moonlight. This is our 2-tone cardstock, and I'm gonna show you what you can do with that. Then I have our little pieces for, that came from that Floral Impression Designer Series paper. I have a die that came from the Everyday Arch die. Let me show you what that looks like. If you have been following me on my Facebook videos, or maybe you found me on my YouTube or on my blog, you know that I'm a huge fan of anything stitched. I absolutely loved things that look stitched. So I used the 2nd largest die. So that is one of my top dies in my room. And then the other one I use, which is I would say my top 5 dies I use in my room, is the Stylish Shapes, and I cut out a die here. All right, so let's get creating. We are going to put this aside, And we're gonna do some embossing first, and then we'll move on. I am bringing in our big Stampin' Cut machine. This is my Big Boss. I call this the Big Boss because it does all the big jobs. So let me just kind of pull you out here. This is where I think we're like, if I had a streaming service, I'd be able to show you that. So I'm going to be looking into that. So this is our Stampin' Cut machine. We have two sizes. This is the big one, and we have a mini. I like the big one. I like the mini. I use them for different reasons. When I'm using big embossing folders like this, I tend to use the big one. We are using the two-tone cardstock, and I'm going to show you why I like the two-tone cardstock. My favorite way to use a two-tone cardstock is to emboss it and sand it. So let's show you how to do that. And I'm actually going to show you some different ways of using that embossing folder tonight. We're going to put it in and we're going to roll it through. Please interact with me. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're watching on the replay. And if there's things you want to see or learn, let me know. That helps me figure out projects and stuff to use in the future. All right, so I have, look at that. You can kind of see the little bit of white coming through. I have this little bit of sandpaper. I literally just went into the garage and grabbed some sandpaper. I do need to get a sanding block. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sand the paper, moving it around. I'm just gonna, and what I like about that is it shows that white core through it, and you can do it as hard as you want, as little as you want, but it gives you that nice look. So that is my favorite way of using our embossing folders, is by embossing it with our two-tone cardstock and then sanding it. Our two-tone cardstock comes in 53 colors, and the neat thing about our two-tone cardstock, one side is dark and one side is light, so technically you're getting like 106. So let's pull that card in and let's finish creating. Now, when I create, I like to assemble on a layer if I'm building it. That way, if I make a mistake, I'm not ripping up the whole card. I'm literally just doing what I need to do. So let's go ahead and put this one down. I love the colors in this one. Like the deep, it's like the deep, it's rich colors, like, you know, misty moonlight. You've got a little bit of that fresh breeze. I also see like a little bit of blackberry. I don't see it, it's not listed on that color, but I do feel it's one of those colors that is really neat. Hello, Anna from Kentucky. Thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you guys are having all a great day. It's been a beautiful, the weather here has been nice. It's my favorite time of year. I love fall. I love when it's cool in the morning, a little bit warm in the day, but then cool at night. It's been like that for a while, so it's been actually kind of nice. I've noticed too, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it's starting to get darker earlier. It's definitely sensing in that like fallish vibe. All right, so we have adhered our paper. Now we can go ahead and adhere this down. I am using our Stampin' Seal. I am a tape runner girl. I ran out of tape and I had to use glue for a while. It's okay, it's not my favorite. I do love our seal. I have this cute little stitched die cut, and that's done in Blackberry Burst, and we're also going to put that up here. Then we're gonna do some stamping. Now, I had to figure, like, was thinking about like what kind of cards do I want to make, and I sell my cards at work. I work outside of Stampin' Up, and I work in a school, so I actually sell my cards in the school, and I have a lot of coworkers that love like just blank cards. So I usually tend to leave my insides blank because they like to give their message. So I am pairing it with the Perfectly Pair set. I was looking for a great greeting to fit in here, and I love this one. A good friend is a gift. So I thought we would use this one. This is also a set that is online. It's beautiful. I love the paper. Beautiful colors of Secret Sea. And if you wanted to see some projects, I have showcased this, so you can head back to my videos and you would see all of that. So that's pretty cool. All right, we are going to use Blackberry Burst for our thing, our ink. We are going to put it on our block. I would love to know, are you guys card makers, or are you scrapbookers, or are you a little bit of both? I am a little bit of both. I actually was introduced to Stampin' Up! Through scrapbooking, then I fell in love with card making. So, and I love to do both now, so that's kind of fun. I don't think we're using this one again, but I'll leave that out. I'll put this back over here. Okay, so I'm going to pop that up. Let's bring in some dimensionals. These are our Stampin' Dimensionals. Now these are big ones, and they actually come in our stamping kit. So if you are new to Stampin' Up! And you're thinking, hey, I want to get into that crafting, I want a little hobby that, you know, I can maybe escape for a few hours, or you can find that one of our best thing is our kits. Our kit collections are really, really nice. I would definitely would check them out. Anna says, I used to scrapbook, but now I am cards. Yeah, I used to be, like I said, Anna, I started scrapbooking, and that's how I got into Stampin' Up! And then as my kids grew and got a little, you know, like you get to that stage in life where you're really busy, I got out of scrapbooking, but I started scrapbooking about a year ago. And I really, really like it. Now I just need to find time to put my pictures on them. That's what I need to do. I just need to be like, okay, it's Sunday morning, I'm gonna play some music, come in my room and start putting pictures in my albums. All right, I am making a bow, and I am using it is called, what is this called? It is called White Ribbon, and it's 1 1/4 inch, which is a nice ribbon size, and it's great for making bows. I'm going to bring in a pair of scissors. Now I am using our paper snips, and I am just going to cut it. I'll put those over there. I have scissors that are just for ribbon, and I have scissors that I use for paper. Here's a little tip. I saw this idea from my good friend Patty Bennett. Her and I are good friends. She used like a clip, and I love the idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm using these binder clips, and I just clip the end to the ribbon so that when it sits on my shelf, it's all nice and neat, and it's not like rolling everywhere. So this is a little tip for you. You can use that to put that in there. It holds it really nice. All right, so let's grab a glue dot, and let's go here. Now, I wanted to add a little bit of embellishments, and what I'm going to use is our standard, oh my gosh, these have been around for a long time, is our rhinestones. Now look, I am using like an old paper piercer. Like I said, I've been doing this for like almost 19 years. I love every minute of it. I actually can't imagine life without Stampin' Up! In it. And I often think, wow, I met all of you guys because of paper, ink, and stamps. So nice. So I am using an old one, and like I said, the rhinestones are like a staple. You should always have those in your craft room. All right, there is our first card featuring the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. What do you guys think? I just love the colors. Like, it's so pretty. All right, so that is card number 1. Now, where am I going to put these? So I'll put these over here. All right, let's bring in card number 2. Card number 2 was a fun one to make. I saw a similar idea online, and I was like, oh, I have to try this. And I'm going to bring in some grid paper just because I don't want it to get messy. But I'm going to show you what we're doing. So we are going to emboss our piece of cardstock, and I'm going to show you how to create this. It looks like black magic. I think that's what it's called for a technique, but I'm going to show you how to do this. So first I'm actually going to show you what we're using, and then we'll bring in our die cutting machine. We are using basic white again. I actually do like to use thick white cardstock for thick basic white, but I ran out, so I have to order some. So thick white actually it's basic white, but I usually do use thick white. I have a layer that is basic white, and that's gonna go on there. And I have already die cut, just to save us some time, 2 die cut pieces. The black came from my other favorite, oops, which is Spotlight on Nature. These are great dies. You get 12, and the neat thing about these dies is they layer within each other, which gives you multiple options for creating. So I used this one right here. I think, no, maybe it was this one. No, I think it's this one here. So if we're looking, it's 1, 2, 3, it's this one right here is the one I used. And then I used those stitch circles, stitch stylish shaped dies to create that circle. We are going to put these aside, and I'm going to put the card aside, and we're going to bring back in the Stampin' Cut machine, and we're going to go from there. So let's bring that back in, and we're going to emboss it. So let's put that in, and we're going to, oops, make sure we're straight here, Ann. And I just kind of think, like, what kind of, let me see here, what kind of pieces, let's go this way, do I want? Like, what images, kind of sunflowers do I want in the background? All right, let's roll this through. Oh, okay. So let's put this off the side. We're going to be using this again. All right, so let's pull this out. So here is this piece. Now, you notice with our embossing folders, there's an emboss side. This is the emboss side. And then there's a deboss side. We are going to use the deboss side. Now, I'm thinking my flowers are going to go like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a black Memento ink pad. And what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to smear it like this. So when I'm smearing the ink on my cardstock, what it's doing is picking up it's the deboss side that it's picking deep going in. So you can see it's not doing the raised part, it's doing more of the negative part, I guess that's what you call it. But look how, isn't that stunning? Like, it's so cool. You could just totally sit there and do that, like, as much as you want. Now, I did take, and I forgot to grab it, but like a Kleenex or a paper towel and just give it a little bit of white if you wanted to just make it those whites a little more vibrant. But either way, it's still a great way to do that. Isn't that cool? Like, I just think it's so stunning. This can be a beautiful wedding card. Maybe you just wanted to send like a note to a friend. Maybe you just want someone to let them know you're thinking of them. I also wanted to show you on my Monday Night Live, I did the same technique, but with early espresso. So I used crumb cake cardstock, and I used early espresso and did the same look. So you can see how the difference it is. But I'm telling you, this black and white, it's stunning. Such a beautiful look, while so easy and quick. Yes, it is, and I totally agree with you. I love it. It's just quick and easy. So let's go ahead and assemble our card. We're going to go ahead and put this down. Now, I am going to have my card go horizontal, and then my sample will go vertically. So you can see the difference, what that looks like. We are going to stamp our greeting in here. And the greeting I picked for this one is, I'm using this Simply Set. If you're looking for a stamp set that has like some great greetings, I would recommend the Simply Set. It has let's celebrate, yay, think of you, thank you, happy birthday, miss you, thanks, hello, birthday wishes, and just a note. So we're gonna use just a note because I thought, you know what, this might be a card that I send to my friend just to let them know I am thinking of them. You can totally use this as a wedding card. I think there's lots you can do with this. All right. Carla says, elegant looking. Yes, Carla, I totally agree. The black, Lori says the black and white is sharp looking. Yes, so sharp. It's like very stunning, I think. All right, we're using just a note. So we stamped it in Memento ink. And what we're going to do is we are going to put that down just like this. And we're just going to add a little bit of twine because I thought, you know what, let's just add a little bit of twine to the background. So I'm using our linen thread, and if you know me, this is like a staple. I use it a lot on my projects. I just love the look of it. It gives that like little kind of look. So I just kind of looped that. All right. And now let's put that off to the side. And what we're gonna do is, so this way is gonna go vertically, and I'm gonna put this one in the middle. I think about like when you're placing your greeting, you want to, I kind of want to cover it there because that would cover that beautiful one. So I'm just gonna put it right here in the middle. So kind of play around with it and move it around so you see the point to the spot you like. I just added to my dimensionals. And we're gonna put that right there. So there is card number 2, showcasing the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. One card, but done 2 different ways. Isn't that stunning? Love it. It's like my favorite. I just think you could play with this all day long. So now the next card, I'm going to show you how to take this up a step. From this to something else. So let's grab that card and show you. That is card number 2. Card number 3 is kind of using the same technique, but we're going to add a little extra element to it. So let me bring in our pieces and I'm going to show you what we're doing. Okay, so for this card, we're going to use that same technique of adding that black and the black ink look, but then we're going to add some colors. Now these colors I used are Timid Tiger, Darling Duck, and Old Olive. The sunflowers definitely look more yellowy green. I'm going to use Daffodil on my tonight's cards just to show you the difference, but I'll still do Timid Tiger and I'll still do Old Olive. So let's put this aside and then we're going to create it. So we have our basic white, we have our basic white cardstock. I'm using our bone folder just to crease it. We have our white cardstock, and then I've already gone ahead and created the label, and that label is using die cut from the Stylish Shape. So as you can see, I use that shape, those dies a lot. I'm just gonna set that aside and we're gonna bring back in that embossing folder and we're going to emboss it up. All right, so let's grab that white. We're going to put that in. I'm just gonna see where I kind of want it. I think I like that. Okay. We're going to roll it through here. Let's get it going. All right. Let's move this off to the side. Okay, so there it is. There's that look that we created. So that is the boss side. We are going to use the negative side again. I am going to bring in this, our grid paper, and what we're going to do is we're going to do that look again of spreading the ink across. So once again, I'm taking that black Memento ink and I'm just rubbing it across, and then I'm going to flip it and do the other side. Okay, I'm just kind of doing it to make sure I get, okay. So I really like that look. I'm happy with it. Now what we're gonna do is, I'm not gonna flip this just so you can see. We're going to bring in some sponge dabbers. As I said, I used Timid Tiger, I used Darling Duck, and I used Old Olive. We are going to switch that up tonight. And we are going to use, oh, I thought I grabbed my Daffodil. We are going to use Daffodil Delight, Timid Tiger, and Old Olive. Aren't those beautiful fall colors? I have this tree at work, by my work. The colors in it are beautiful. I wanted to take a picture of the tree tonight when I was leaving, but I will tomorrow. because I'm going to show you guys. It's a beautiful tree. Lori says, great pop of color. Yes, I love it. So we're going to start with the orange first, which is a Timid Tiger. This is one of our new 2025-2027 in colors. If you're new to Stampin' Up and you're thinking, Anne, what the heck is an in color? Well, you're right. What it is Stampin' Up takes the hot colors of the year and adds them into our color families. They are around for 2 years. So these are the colors that just came out this year. I have our sponge dabbers, which are great because they go on your finger. For this technique, I found like sponge dabbing would be, using the sponge dabbers is way better than using our blending brushes. And what I like to do is I like to label them with my label maker so I know which one I have, so I can always use it for this color. I'm going to pick up my ink. Now what I want to do, I don't want to go like that because I'm going to get this big blob. I don't want that blob. I'm going to swirl it a bit, and then we're going to come in and we're going to just color around our thing. Blop again, swirl. I'm just going to kind of do some in there, and then I'll come down here. Okay, once again. There. And swirl around. Now, I'm actually just going to pull this out a little bit. Just like here. And here. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more color in here without getting more of those leaves. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to close this ink pad so I don't stick my finger in it. Next, we're going to come in with a Daffodil Delight. So this is going to be a little bit more yellowish, more yellow than what was before. As I said, I used Darling Duck last time. I showed my daughter and she was like, Mom, that's beautiful, but it looks very greenish. I was like, thanks. All right, so I'm picking up, once again, just picking up that ink, dabbing it, and I'm going to swirl. Now we're going to do our leaves, and I'm just swirling around. The neat thing is it kind of holds that color into those leaves because it's the deboss side, right? We're going to come up, color those. Now I'm not going to do these ones because those are going to be our green ones. And then here, kind of just gonna go up the best I can. I kind of picked some hard leaves to show you tonight, but that's okay. It shows you what you can do with this stamp set. Not stamp set, sorry. This embossing folder. Oh my gosh, I have school brain. It was a crazy day. We have been back to school for a week, and I swear to God, the honeymoon period is over. Or there was something in the water or the air today because it was a little crazy. Thank goodness for my crafting time at night because that really de-stresses me so that I can, you know, just enjoy my TV time after and create with you guys, which is my favorite thing to do. All right, so I brought in the yellow. Now let's bring in the green, and then we will come back and add some more color to it. So we are going to use Old Olive, which is a staple. This color, like, it's been around forever. And as I look out my craft room window, the sunset tonight is beautiful. All right, so I'm picking up Old Olive once again, just going to pick it up, swirl it around, and now I'm going to do the leaves. So just there, there, kind of just coming in. Okay, so there is, now I think I'm gonna go back over the yellow just a little bit to make that pop a little bit more and a little bit more of the orange. So let's bring back in that daffodil ink. I probably have to ink up my color. Oh yeah, there's a little bit more color. of swirling it around. And it's okay to have some dark leaves and some light leaves, because you think of like the sun is hitting those sunflowers, or maybe they're just starting to turn that darker look. Kind of gives that beautiful. All right, I am happy with that. I think that looks pretty gorgeous. So let's put our colors over here away. I'm gonna move this off our paper here. Okay, so let's bring in, I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute. While I'm waiting, we're gonna do some green. I am going to use Congratulations here, and I'm using, once again, that Perfectly Pear. So let's bring that in. I'm gonna put it on my block. I am using our Photo Palmer stamp sets. I really like our Photo Palmer stamp sets because I can see where I'm stamping. I do like red rubber too, but I have to say I have more, I'm gonna bring this closer to me because I can't see that far. I have more Photo Palmers than I do red rubber, which is kind of surprising. Okay, so let's close up that ink pad. And what I'm gonna do is, where's my scissors here? Up here, there. I'm just gonna trim this. I just kind of want it to look like a bit of a banner. So just gonna cut that off. All right, let's go ahead and bring this one in. And I'm just gonna really bring that. Now, let's flatten that out. Okay, now we're gonna add a little bit of, and I think I'm off center here. I don't know if I can pull that. Oh, I can. That happens when you're a little off center. That's one thing about paint card making. You can fix your some mistakes. Other mistakes you can't really. Just be gentle, pull it up. Okay, let's just put an extra few adhesives on it. And we're going to put this and make sure I am centered again. All right, that's better. Okay, so I put adhesive on that already. Let's pull in a little bit of this twine to make like a little loop-de-loop. This kind of is another song. Let's go loop-de-loop. Maybe I'll just go like that. All right, let's bring in our dimensionals. And we're gonna pop this down. Ooh, I'm just gonna stick this up here a little bit because I don't want to cover that beautiful orange there. All right, and there is card number 3, showcasing the Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. Isn't that technique really cool? I absolutely love it. I think it's just such a neat technique. All right, let's show you card number 4, our last card of the evening. It was a card that I saw online, and I really liked the idea, and so I cased the fun fold, but I turned it into using the sunflowers. All right, so I just need to get my measurements here so I know what I'm doing. This is the card we're making. It's called a fault line fun fold. I thought it was a really neat idea. I really liked it, and I thought I like that with a little pop of Darling Duck in green to make it look like it's out in the sun, like in a sunflower field. So I'm going to show you how to make this one. All right. As I said, when you place an order, all the measurements will be in that PDF. So even if you don't live here in Canada, you can order the PDF. I have a PDF store on my website, and all my past class to goes are there. All right. I am just going to score this. Okay, and we're going to fold it. Now you're probably thinking, well, Anne, that's not really a card. You're right. It's going to get ugly before it gets beautiful. Let's just say that. I have already die cut us a garden green from the Spotlight on Nature's in a stylish shape. I did the Whisper White. Let's go ahead and just stamp that greeting, and then that is out of our way. Let me just put these. The one thing about these Photo Palmer stamp sets, they stick to anything. So you really need to make sure you put them away. I have found them on my arm. I have found them like stuck, you know, when you're like cleaning up and I'm like, where did that one go? Oh yeah, stuck to my arm, or like stuck to the case or stuck somewhere else. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, we're bringing back in that Simply Said, and we're going to use the green that says Birthday Wishes, because I thought that was a fun one. We're going to bring back in our Memento ink, and we're just going to stamp that right here. You're probably thinking, that's not going to fit in. You're right, but it does fit. There you go. I think I need to ink up my Memento ink. I have been using it for that cool technique, so it's getting a little, I need to make another one of these cards, so I'll probably do that tomorrow night. Okay, let's put that away so I don't stick my finger in it or anything like that. Now, let's go ahead. I'm gonna move, you know what? We can put this aside. There, and I'm going to put everything aside, and then we're going to bring in this embossing folder again. Okay, we're going to emboss our piece of cardstock. Okay, so just like that, we're going to put this down and we're going to emboss it. I'm going to move this out of my way. And I'm going to bring that in here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to oh, you know what? I put the wrong piece. Sugar, I embossed the wrong piece. That's okay, I can use this technique for tomorrow. I think this is the same size. Nope, I need to cut myself a piece. Hold on, I need to cut myself a piece of cardstock. My cardstock are goofed up, so give me a minute. I think it goes here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to put this under here. I need to look at my card. Nope, I was right. Let me just, give me a minute. I need to think about this. How I made this card. Oh, right. I know what we need to do. This is the back of my card. This is the front of my card. Let me see. Give me a minute to figure this out. Okay. So we are going to emboss this up here. That's what I needed to do. I embossed the wrong piece. Give me a minute. You know when you make something and you're just like, oh, just bear with me. We're gonna figure this out. Yes, this is what I'm doing. Nope, I'm embossing this piece. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm embossing this top piece. I'm going to put it in like that. And what I want to do is only emboss the top piece. Okay. Now let's move this out of the way. Oops, and I only got half of it. That's okay. We can, yeah, I don't think I can. We're going to make it work. Messed up. I should have had my embossing folder up higher. But that's okay. I can figure this out. What we're going to do is we're going to, give me a minute, I need to think. I feel like I need to emboss this side because then I rip it, but then I feel like it's this piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this under here and we're going to rip it. We're going to rip it. This is what we're doing. We're ripping it. So you get this look. Maybe, I know you're thinking, well, Anne, that's not really a card. You're right, it's not. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to emboss. You know what, I'm gonna start over. Give me a minute, I'm gonna start over because I feel like I need to do that for you guys. Bear with me. Always on television that you make a mistake. But that's okay, because that's the part of crafting. You make mistakes. Okay. So, we are embossing this piece. Then we're going to rip it. So let me show you that technique. I'm actually gonna move some stuff out of my way here. Bring back in this. We're gonna try this again. Okay. I am going to stick this in. I want to make sure that my piece is there. I'm gonna put that on the score line. I'm going to emboss this. All right, there we go. Now we're on a right roll. Okay, so now we're going to fold that. I am going to take a piece of Darling Duck because I feel like I need to create a new piece to cut. So give me a minute to do that. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this under where I want it, and I'm going to rip it. And you're probably thinking, Anne, that's crazy. Why are you ripping it? You're right. I'm going to rip it. Just gonna rip it like this. You're like, no, what are you doing? You're ripping your pretty card. You're right. I told you this card's gonna get ugly before it gets pretty. I have that piece. What I'm gonna do is adhere my tape down. This is what is called creating a false fold line. All right, so we have that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this here again, and we're going to put this pretty designer series paper underneath. And basically what I want to be able to do is make that card front what we did. And I think I did it the wrong way again. I should have did the short side. Oh my gosh, we're gonna run with it and we're just gonna make this card. I definitely will. All right, so we're gonna go like this. I'm going to put this card like that to create that look. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And you're just going to figure out how far up that designer series paper you want. We're gonna make sure we're the right way. We're gonna go like that. Then we're going to bring this down and we're going to create this part of the card. So I wanted to be, I like that. So let's just go here. And we're gonna put this in here and we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna just put that down. That's what we're gonna do, kind of to where I want it. So let's go ahead and put this like this. What I'm doing is creating like a false line. So it kind of looks like that. Now, I think I did it backwards, but I think it's still going to work. I just need to make sure that my fold line, and I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. So I'm just going to use my pencil here, and then we're just going to put it on a card base. And then I'll show you. It's okay. I'm just trying to see give me a minute here. I'm just looking for my score line to cut. All right, so we have that. We're gonna cut that. So now it looks like that. You're probably thinking, well, Anne, that's crazy. You're right. So I did do it backwards. I should have done the front side instead, but we're gonna make this work because you can only learn from your mistakes, right? Okay, so I need this cardstock, which is going to go on my card front. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a card front. So give me 1 minute. Like I said, we're making this work. We're just doing it a little backwards. Told you, school brain today is not thinking with me. Oh my gosh. And I think I know what I'm gonna do instead. We're gonna switch this and hang on. So I'm cutting my cardstock and I'm gonna score it. We're gonna create a layer instead. Okay, so now I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim this. So I'm just trimming this. We're just gonna make this a layer. I feel like that would be easier to do, to create like a pretty layer. And we're just gonna put this on. I cut it too short, but that's okay. We're just gonna finish this card up. Actually, I'm gonna go like this. Have a little bit of, This card is not agreeing with me tonight. We're just gonna finish it, and then I'm gonna show you the way it's supposed to be. I'll walk you through it, and I'll show you what I did wrong. Okay, so there's our card base. Okay, so let's move these all out of our way here. I'll bring back the card in and show you, and I know what I did wrong. So let me walk you through that. What am I looking for? Or a greeting. Let's do their greeting here. So, what I was supposed to do, and I'm going to show you on my card here. It's the art of, you know, when you try to teach a new thing. Oh, yeah. It's okay. We fixed it. It's all good. Let's bring this back in. It's a cool technique, and I think there's different ways that you can do this. I think you could do this as a layer, which I think is what I prefer better, in doing that. Okay, so remember when I cut it, I had that little short piece. That was the piece that I was supposed to rip and then put everything together. So what I did was the short piece, I would have ripped it, and then used a little piece for down here, but you can also do an extra piece. And then that extra piece of cardstock I cut actually goes behind to create your card base. So this would have been my big side, this would have been my short side. And we just kind of made it work. I definitely feel like it's one of those techniques that you just keep doing, but we made it work. It's a technique, right? So I'll just show you, I know what I did wrong. So I'm just going to show you the steps, and then you can try it again. Or also you can look up false line. It's pretty cool. Okay, I know what I did. So this is the back of my card. Right here is the back of my card. This is the back. This is the front. We would have embossed this piece, which would have been this top layer. Then we would have ripped a bit of that. So if I ripped this, I would have had the piece that goes down there. And then, you know what? Let's just, do you think, what time is it? I don't want to keep you guys much longer. But that is what I should have done. So if I look at my card, this is the back, this is the front. See that? Okay, then I fold it. I would have embossed this piece, which I would have done. And then I would have, you know what? I'm just going to do it with you because I feel like that is what we need to do. We just need to show you the proper way. If you bear with me, it'll take us like less than 10, not even 10 minutes. All right, I'm going to put this embossing folder in. We're going to emboss it. I'm going to go just a little bit over. Okay, because I feel like if I was to look through, I would want to learn how to do it the right way. Okay, so there's that. There's that. We are done with this. So let me move this out of our way. I'm going to get a piece of Darling Dumpling. I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to grab a piece of that green. Just give me a minute. Where are you here? Okay, and then this will be by 3. Okay. Actually, it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. This is why you have multiple projects cut, so that it gives you time to do. Perfect. Okay. You should see my desk. It's quite the mess right now. Okay. So what we're going to do, we've embossed this. We're going to put this under. We're going to line it up. And what we're going to do is rip it. I know you're going, Anne, why are you ripping it? We're ripping it. Remember I said it's going to get ugly before it gets better. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to adhere it under here. So let's just do this. At least I'll show you the proper way of doing it, and then you can see how it fits in. And we'll just do the greeting after. All right, so it goes like that. Then you're going to take this, depending on how far down you want it. This is your base. This is like how it sits. So I'm kind of happy with that, and you want to make sure that this reaches the bottom. So we are going to do, now, yeah, so we are going to put some tape on here, and I'm going to line, I want to make sure that this lines up. Now what I want to do is make sure this lines up at the bottom, okay? So we are going to put, I'm going to just put tape here so I know, and I'm going to line this up. Ah, look at this, we're doing it now. Look at, this just shows you that it's okay if you make mistakes. You just keep trying to figure it out. Now I'm going to adhere this up here. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom of my card. And this is going to be the top. Now, I wouldn't want to see this. This is kind of messy. Now I know I did it right. And you know what? Let's just take off my layer here, because that's what we can do. That's the one thing about dimensionals, right? All right, so I'm throwing that out. All right, so what we did, we embossed the top piece, we put a piece of Darling, we ripped it. We put that designer series paper, and we used the piece that we ripped off here for our bottom. We have what it looks like that. But when you open it, you get this ugly part. We don't want our family members and customers to see that. I think I just need to trim off my yellow here a little bit. Oh man, I should have done that, but oh well. It's okay, it's okay. We're gonna trim that up. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this down. And we're just gonna put this in here. Basically, we're just covering that up to kind of make it so it's not. There we go. And then we're gonna close it. Beautiful, beautiful, awesome. Let me grab that greeting that we did. I hope that we're still good, and put down our little pop. And there you go. That is the correct way to do the fault line fun fold. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. So those are the 4 projects I have tonight showcasing our Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. I hope I have inspired you to either pull this off your shelf if you've purchased it already and create with it, or maybe I have inspired you to purchase it. So let's bring our cards back in so you can see all of them. So this was card number 1, where we did a little bit of sanding. This was card number 2, where we did that black, I'm gonna call it like black ice technique. Card number 3 is where we used the same technique, but we added a little bit of pop of color. And then card number 4 was we created a faux line fun fold. What do you guys think of our projects tonight? I hope that I have inspired you to look at this sunflower in a folder in a different way. Anna says great cards. Thanks, Anna, for sticking around tonight. So how does this work? I am going to post this video on my blog, which my blog is www.stampwithanna. So if you're not following me there, follow me over there. It will also be uploaded to YouTube. Like once I'm done this video, it'll be loaded there. And remember, to view the live videos that I do, you have to go to the live section on the Facebook. Love the cards. Thanks for sharing. Great cards showcasing the Sunflower Embossing Folder. Thanks, Carla. Thanks, Lori. And then if you place a $50 order or more, $50 before shipping and taxes here in Canada, I will send you all the supplies you need to make these cards. The only thing I cannot do is your greetings. I can't stamp for you. You can use this own stash you have at home. And then you will also get a PDF with all the supplies and measurements, so you can recreate these cards in your own craft room and watch this video. So it's like we're sitting together and I'm creating with you. And if you are my international friends, watch for a PDF to be uploaded on my blog within the next week, and it will showcase all the projects and supplies. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me and bearing with me tonight as I embark on this journey of YouTube Live. I am really enjoying it. I love it. I will be back next week, Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And next week I am showcasing a new online exclusive that is a fall suite. So I'm so excited because fall is my favorite time of year. Alright everyone, thanks so much for joining me tonight. I really truly appreciate you being a part of the Stampin' community, and I look forward to stamping with you guys again. Chat with you soon. Bye everyone.